Welcome back, guys, to the ESL ESEA Pro League. The pre-show aside, it is time for Game 1. Team Dignitas up against Virtus Pro. The knife round is going down as we speak. It looks like Virtus Pro is probably going to pick that one up as the final kill will come in. It'll be Pasha to secure that one, but we are going to be here on Overpass, and I personally cannot wait for this game to get started. Now, Jason, obviously, you've been looking at these two head-to-head, how they, should progress here, who should pick up the win, their previous results. What stands out to you about these two teams?
Well, for me, it's mostly about what's happened in the last couple of weeks, at least the last week in particular, where we did see Virtus Pro play against Dignitas on Mirage, where unfortunately Pimp did disconnect after 9 rounds and had problems with his internet. So unfortunately, they didn't get to play that game out. But Dignitas, they're the type of team that will come into this next game and want to prove something to everyone, especially since they've only played this map a handful of times, I think 3 times to be exact.
So, guys, we are live into the game. It'll be Virtus Pro on the CT side, Team Dignitas on the T side, and that 3-2 split towards B is certainly underway already, though Bialy does find Pimp, and it looks like this one is going to be a bit of an early plant coming in for Team Dignitas.
Yeah, this is rough considering they didn't have any nades, anything to work with. It was just straight armor, but they get the bomb down. Caribou was able to get the kill over towards Water, but Pasha coming in for the backside, able to help secure one. Snack's going to be there as well, and Caribou in the last man alive, with the smoke coming in to help with the defuse. He will get dropped, and the defuse will come through. So, Virtus Pro opening up with a strong start, only losing 2 men, picking up the pistol round, and secure themselves the first one of potentially many.
Yeah, and Virtus Pro having a substantially, let's say, more flourished history on this map, or at least played substantially more. 10-8 record so far, whereas Dignitas only a 2-1 record in 2015 on this map, dropping actually one of their losses to Flipside, but that was when Simple was playing during one of the Face It Leagues. So,
yeah,
it's a little bit of a different team.
And we saw Simple over Star Series this last weekend.
The power of one man.
It's ridiculous.
Crazy player. Looking at this, though, Dignitas going for the very clean round 2 after losing the first. They only have 1 P250 with them, and the Glock train towards B seems to be going underway. And Taz in a great little spot here with the UMP. Should be able to mow up a good couple. Neo chimes in, and Bialy closing down the round. Nothing too surprising about that.
Well, they did go for the full save, though, which is kind of cool to see, because you don't really have that many teams doing that these days. It's kind of like
unique,
just
right?
force buy, because you know they're going to be picking up SMGs, get the head armor in. But with the bomb pit in the first round, they're going for the buy up here. They do have the smokes, a lot of flashes to work with. And I would feel like this is going to be a relatively slow round. Neo's still sitting on that scout. Maybe the Femis picked up for Pasha. Taz going for the M4A4, which is nice to see coming back into the mix for the side of Virtus Pro. I think he was one of the few people who played it back in Katowice in 2015, but recently he has switched back over to the silenced M4.
And I always love this about Virtus Pro, how much control they try and take over on A-Long, but Nico finding Neo is going to certainly swing things in favor to Dignitas here, at least for the early control. But will they expect 3 more players to be present here from Virtus Pro? They're going to find out soon as Taz does come through. And well, they think it's time to back away here, 4-4.
I like this really aggressive presence, though, because you would assume Dignitas after, on their first buy, they're going to play this one slow. Got to get a feel of how Virtus Pro are going to go about this one, but they're being so aggressive. Pasha able to get the kill onto MSL, but they did something that we see, Fnatic do quite a bit. Put 3 people out towards Fountain, ASAP, challenge it out outright, and then kind of force them to hit towards that B site, take away a good portion of the map from them. Virtus Pro, they do equalize with losing Neo in the beginning to Nico, and able to get another as Bialy gets Caribou. And now it's a 4-on-2. It's very possible, though. Look at the health on Bialy, Taz, and Pasha. Not that much HP across the board.
Bearing in mind, ESEA is still alive. Probably the superstar for Team Dignitas right now. He's a player you can certainly depend on, and he's coming up with the goods there. Does find 1, but Bialy waited out perfectly. Locked down 2, and Virtus Pro get the clean 3. But ESEA, you've got to always keep your eyes on him.
You mentioned ESEA, and we were talking about a little bit off air before about him. This guy is just straight crazy. Like I said in the beginning of the whole season, he's going to be a man to watch. And even though his team hasn't had the best of records, he's currently sitting at the highest KD of his team at 1.16. Next closest is at 1.04, I believe. He has a 100% clutch rate, and he's gotten 33 Ks. Let me compare that to Olaf Meister on Fnatic, who's 16-5, who has 33 Ks as well. This man, even though they've been losing so many games, has been performing so damn well. And it looks like Dignitas is going to go for a quick hit towards B.
Yeah, and it should be a quick cleanup, and it is. Snack's actually opting in for the SMG there just to get a little bit of extra bank. Recovers an M4 just to boot, and it's going to be 4-0. Virtus Pro looking very strong so far. They have only been tested, I'd say, adequately in 1 round.
And we were talking about Dignitas and their record on this map. This is one of their least played maps across the board in 2015. And we were talking, in the office today about this can be one of their chances to prove to everyone out there that this can be a good map for them.
And let's be honest, they only picked up 1 of their wins in the Pro League on this map with a 16-9 record against Mousesports, who aren't necessarily the strongest team currently.
Right.
And that was very early in their roster changes, so it's not a great map for them historically. However, Dignitas recently have been looking a little stronger. But Taz and Pasha, still fairly aggressive. MSL is pretty much surrounded here, and Pasha does get one, but a flat exchange, not really bringing it out too perfectly for Virtus Pro yet.
Well, there we go. Pasha able to respond, getting a second with Taz there to back him up from the backside. And this is a stronger start for Virtus Pro again, committing a lot of people towards this fountain. Pasha going for the challenge onto Nico, who again is a fantastic offer, but Taz in the perfect spot to get his back. And Virtus Pro just have like the complete read on Dignitas, I feel.
It's still a 2v3 though. Nico with that AWP always has potential to achieve here, and you're seeing why. Great shot towards Pasha, bring it to the 2v2, but Neo and Bialy, look at where they are. Neo is slowly creeping around the back. He's gone up long, and he could come back around. Bialy sneaking up through the underpass. And really, Dignitas are pretty much surrounded. They need to find one of these players, ideally. They're going for the plant, but Bialy spots him out straight away. Bomb is down, but this is a very easy round for Virtus Pro to clean up. The positioning just paid off perfectly for them.
And even if Bialy didn't get those 2 kills, I feel like Neo coming in from long, like they weren't even looking in that direction. He probably would have been able to clean it up just if he needed to. But Virtus Pro, again, the early aggression caught off Dignitas. And Dignitas able to secure 3 kills, yes, able to get the bomb down, but Bialy is sitting at 12-1. In the first 5 rounds of this game. A fantastic score out of him. He's actually leading his team at a 1.18 KDA, KD. And he's even got 4 kills on him as well.
Yeah, he's playing so well. I love watching this guy play. He's not necessarily the AZ, let's say, of Virtus Pro, but he's always so strong at what he does. And considering where he's been playing, that's a lot of eco kills coming as well. Bialy has been on that B side for the vast majority. However, Neo's now joined them on towards B, so looking like he wants to put that double AWP into play. We saw Neo actually picking that up quite substantially recently and actually running it for Virtus Pro himself, which I always like to see. His aggression when he goes to peek those lower sort of tunnel area, he can just do wonderfully, and he's doing it right now. So Neo does do well in this sort of spot, but then again, Dignitas do have a lot of AKs in this game, in this round even. Good amount of smokes, lots of flashes. They can still do a big play out of this. And them slowing down has actually allowed them a little bit more control on the map. Virtus Pro have not pushed up too far on towards A this time. And it's actually allowing Dignitas a little bit of room to breathe. They could maybe work towards something here. 3 players still on towards the B site. Snacks and Pasha will be waiting on A. Pasha just adjusting back here. And the cell slowly starting to build up, and it looks like Dignitas are ready to go here. The smokes are in place, but the counter flashes are doing well, but MSL finds Snacks, and now look at this instant rotate from Virtus Pro. They're piling bodies on towards the site, and there we have it. Dignitas making it work. They slow down the touch, and now they're coming into their own. Bomb is down. It's a 4v2. Bialy and Neo are not really in the position here. They were both playing B. Can they maybe get a couple of kills on the way out? Can they find a way back in? Neo's looking for it. Bialy, not flashed just yet. Comes back around, spraying him wildly. And they're trying to do some work here, and Bialy started it off. This is looking more and more possible until right then. Nico's nade stops Neo, and now it'd be almost impossible for Bialy. He gets 2, but 2 is not enough as Pimp will close it down. And I love Dignitas on that slightly slower play, just trying to get away from what Virtus Pro are doing by pushing up aggressively through toilets, through long, and negating it by playing towards B and keeping Neo and co on that B site for a little bit longer.
Well, it was a great job of them. They get their first round on the board, and that's going to be such a good starting point for them, considering they went down 5-0 off the get-go. But Nico has the op now. Get curious to see how he's going to do. Like we saw earlier, he had some fantastic shots, but didn't have the backup, unfortunately, to close the round out. And Virtus Pro just sitting all on the M4s, and it's funny to see. You know, Virtus Pro is one of those teams who doesn't heavily rely on the AWP. We've seen Snacks and Neo picking up a lot more recently because Pasha doesn't need to do that to really put up some big numbers. But we'll see how this one works out. They've given up long control. They have Snacks and Pasha sitting in bathrooms just trying to maintain the position from there. And they've gone to a 3-man stack towards B. Maybe expecting to be super aggressive, but AZ able to get the catch onto Pasha. And Snacks will respond here.
And all the while, MSL is still slowly working up long. He's still trying to get this, but Neo's there pretty early this time. He got off that B site so quickly, and Snacks still holding his position, but Neo going down will open this one up. Taz is now having to fall back. Nico and MSL are pretty much on the door, and Snacks is now surrounded, but Snacks trying to do what he can to hold on to this position. He's doing wonderfully. Great work from Snacks, and Taz coming in, just creating a crossfire out of nothing. Now Pimp and Kirby are in a really awkward spot here.
And they know exactly where Kirby is because he was in the stairs, was able to pick the kill. I think that was up against Neo. Sorry, that was against Pasha. And Snacks now just going to retreat back towards the bomb. Taz there to back him up from sight. Gets the kill onto Pimp as he's coming from long. And Kirby now in a 1-on-2 situation. This young player on the Dignitas squad could come up big for his team, but it's going to be very hard to do especially without any utility. He's got Taz off to the right, Snox off towards long. But he's got 15 seconds left to work with, so getting the bomb down really isn't a possibility. Picking up the 2 kills is more likely.
Thing is, if he gets one, the other's in the perfect place to avenge. Taz just baiting it out, and Snax is there as soon as he pushed towards the site. And these 2, 3 kills for Snax, 2 for Taz, and showing what prowess they have together. It's fantastic to see. But 6-1, this is becoming a bit of a condemning scoreline. But
yeah, I mean,
I don't know how much you read into this on the CT side, considering they got those first 3 pistol rounds quite cleanly. Well, pistol,
yeah.
I say, but
It was, I think, some of the strategy might be flawed at a Dignitas. Like, we saw MSL pushing up long, right? And it's like, okay, you know, we got full control of long, but if you don't have control of bathrooms, you're still forced to look in 2 different directions when you enter that site. Technically 3, if you want to count bank and drop down, and then towards bathrooms. And you can't cover everything you need to with just 1 or 2 people, and eventually we'll get picked off with some great play out of Taz. But here we go, Pasha, able to get the kill onto Pimp. It's going to be basically a save round. He's the only one with armor as he does get dropped. I'm not sure if Dignitas able to push in for this one. Bialy and Taz coming in from the backside. Nico does get the kill on the Snax, so does open him up for a gun. But now MSL, the last one alive towards site. Gets the 1 deke onto Neo, looking for the second, but unfortunately can't connect just yet. And Bialy and Taz are playing this one still, realizing that they very well could lose this, but there we go. Taz comes in with the M4A4 and gets Virtus Pro their 7th round on the board. That was a little bit too close for comfort, especially since Dignitas didn't even buy armor.
it was a little dangerous then, to say the very least. But at this sort of point, 7-1, it's not a great scoreline for Team Dignitas. They probably were hoping for a substantially larger amount, but they're just getting outdone. Every single time they play towards, let's say, A, they're met by Pasha and Snax pushing up into their face, and then, well, would you want to go B when Bialy's already on 15-3? Probably not. So they're trying something a little different here. 3-2 split towards B. It's what they did on their first pistol round, and they did get the bomb down from it, so maybe that's what they're looking for, but Snax and Taz already reading into this. Neo's there to support, and this is just shooting fish in a barrel for them. Very clean round again for Virtus Pro, not losing a single player, keeping a lot of the utility with them. Bialy and Snax both keeping their molly as well, so their bank's going to start really building here.
And like you're saying, like, we can't really read too much into this game because, again, this doesn't really mean anything for Dignitas. They're still going to be the next season no matter what. Virtus Pro, they could take first seed if they win this, depending on Fnatic lose in their game later on today. But this is kind of some time for them to get a feel of how they can play on Overpass, maybe kind of get a feel of any new strategy they've been working on. And there's not too much threat of losing anything big off of it. So, you know, I would expect Virtus Pro to pick up this win, but I want to see Dignitas do something flashy. You know, do something that they've been working on, they've been hammering out. Again, they played this map, what, 3 times in 2015? That's got to be a record for teams.
It is a really quite minuscule amount in comparison to most others. However, looking at it so far, I think that's trying something a little different. This passive play actually gifted them that 1 round before. The slightly slower play allowed them to get those opening picks and catch players off guard. And in the end, they did go towards that A site. But let's see if they can keep Neo and Bialy on B like they did before and then just overpower the likes of Pasha and Snax on towards A. And it looks like they're trying to do that again. Pasha has pushed up long. Snax is still on the site. But Neo's starting to get an idea of things. He's looking around, and Pasha's starting to roam here. And he might be met with some force if he does time this incorrectly going in towards those bathrooms. 3 players of Dignitas are here. Pasha could be in a wonderful position if Snack slows them down. But no, Dignitas are getting the hell out of there, and Pasha might have just heard them. I think he knows what's going on here. He thinks that they're going to be going back around towards B. Neo and Bialy now just going to hunker down and wait for the storm to brew. And look at this, Pasha around the back. He does get shut down by AZ, but all the information's been gathered. But Neo now needs to stop them.
Oh, it's going to be a 2-on-2. Neo playing for water in the back of side. AZ is still trying to get the bomb towards it. So you do have Pimp open up onto Snax. Now Neo, the last man alive, and Pimp will close that out. Get himself a triple kill in that round and securing Dignitas another round on the board. But credit to Pasha the way he played that too. He played it so slow, but slow enough that he caught them rotating towards B, and with Snax getting the kill, he was able to slide in down towards stairs without even being noticed. But unfortunately, he was only able to get 1 kill, as I think Pimp was the man to turn it back on him. But there we go, Dignitas, 2nd round on the board. We do have a scout picked up for Pasha, so Virtus Pro on a little bit of a mixed buy. Not a lot of utility to use, but they do have 2 incendiary grenades, and they still have enough smokes and flashes to hold them back.
And I actually like it when Dignitas play a little more carefully and a little bit more passively. It's worked the 2 times they've done it, but now Bialy just aggressively takes down Kiebi, who was slowly working towards B. But will he expect the other 3 players? We're going to find out no. MSL is going to find his way in. They could get a clean bomb plant here because the rest of Virtus Pro around the back, Taz, Pasha, and Neo have got a long way to run, and Snax is probably the closest one to this. And looking at this one, Nico's already set up. You've still got Pimp and AZ on the site. Snax trying to make the peak, but it's Taz to get the kill. So Nico going down means this is going to be a bit more difficult. It's a 2v3. I don't know if they can hold this.
I'm not sure if they can. Pasha's coming directly from behind them. AZ Easy trying to hold on towards short. MSL gets the kill on the Snacks. That's going to be huge. It relieves the pressure coming in from behind him. Easy gets to play from Sandbags with all the time in the world, but he gets smoked out completely. Gets the spray, though, onto Neo. And now it's Pasha, the last man alive, as MSL gets the kill. And like you said, that slower play to Dignitas is doing wonders for them to get themselves another round on the board.
And to be fair, AZ and MSL were in great positions then. Every single time it happens, AZ just watching that cross in, MSL buying a little bit of time. Kind of doing what happened with, I think it was Snacks and Taz earlier on that we saw on that A site for Virtus Pro. But I love it when Dig play a little bit slower, when they just take their time. They call Virtus Pro out almost. They're like, okay, if you guys keep wanting to push up on that A side, all right, we'll take it slow. We'll watch you rotate towards B, and we'll overpower it. But now, Virtus Pro on the eco. They don't have much to work with here.
Yeah, they are. Just P250s and just a USP for Posh. Just not really expecting too much, but we can kind of delve into Dignitas in general. You know, they've had some really close games. Like, they're still a ridiculously strong team. But I remember a couple of weeks ago, Deem and I was talking to a couple of the members, and they were saying, we just seem to throw games. You know, maybe it's because they switch up and they play a little bit too aggressive, a little bit too fast. But again, this slow play, it seemed to work out for them. And I'd like to see them transition into that a little bit more as time goes on and maybe into the next season of the ESL ESEA Pro League.
Well, they're going to be here for it, so why not? AZ going to clean up pretty much in this round, taking away 2 there. But as you said, if Dignitas find their pacing, it seems, they've become such a powerful team. And Pimp as well just gets taken down by Taz. But ironically, he's probably one of the stronger pistol players in the entire ESL ESEA Pro League. Even though he's been picking up the dualies and playing slightly unorthodox, as an individual, he's been playing wonderfully. A lot of potential with that Dignitas side. And at the moment, they are getting a little bit picked apart by Taz, but there's very little threat to this round, or at least there should be very little threat here. But Taz is making it costly. And he will eventually get picked up by Kiebi, but it's gone from a very drastic scoreline to something a little bit more manageable now. Virtus Pro aren't leading by a huge margin. There's a little bit of room to breathe. They can afford to maybe drop one of the few pistol rounds that come in on the second half. So we might actually get to see Dignitas doing something on the CT side here.
I would hope so. I mean, we started off, what, 5-0 for Virtus Pro, and those were landslide of rounds, and it turned into now 8-4. But let's see if they can keep this momentum on, though. Like you're saying, you know, can be a very heavy momentum-based team. You know, Pimp in particular can get flustered and really frustrate the game sometimes if he misses a couple of shots, but he seems to be on point so far today. And I think Virtus Pro, they're not being as aggressive towards Fountain anymore. Like, kind of just sitting back, being more aggressive towards B, stacking 3 men there with Bialy and Taz.
Yeah, they've pushed up towards mid as well. Bialy and Taz doing that together, but it's going to be Snacks to see them first. He's going to pick up Kiebi, trying to work up that short push almost, but MSL, Nico, and AZ have sped things up. But there's 3 Virtus Pro players here waiting on the A side, and look at this crossfire instantly in place. Pasha holding just that toilet push towards site if needed. Just behind him, there's Snacks, and there's Neo, and this should be easy work for Virtus Pro. Nicely done in the end, keeping the numbers on the correct site, and starting to read back into what Dignitas was adapting towards.
I'm not going to lie. I feel like every time Dignitas have hit towards A, it's been just almost an utter failure. Either they have too many people going towards long, too many going towards rush room. They're not splitting correctly to be able to hit the angles that they need to cover off the right spots. I'm not even sure if their smokes are even hitting the right spots either to hold, you know, Virtus Pro back and block off their vision. The
only time I saw it really work out for them, at least in my eyes, when they were able to keep players on towards B, when Neo was still there, when Bialy was still there. Exactly.
Yeah.
When they still were able to keep some of the attention from Virtus Pro on that B side, they were able to overpower an A, but look at this now. Virtus Pro back to being aggressive. Snacks and Pasha pushing up, and Snacks has been great at this. He's always in their face, always being that pest. But now, Dig need to slow it down again, play that same pace, get the their heads into what Virtus Pro are actually doing here, because otherwise they're going to be picked apart by these two, like we've seen in the 9 previous rounds.
Well, credit to Virtus Pro for changing things up so often. I mean, they're not allowing Dignitas to get comfortable with the way they're playing.
Great position from Pasha here, gets one almost adjusted perfectly on the second, but then there's Snacks, and once again, we're seeing this cleanup between the two.
Yeah, great play by the 2 of them to really work off of each other, but Pimp quickly shuts that down. Caribou going to go down towards short as well as Taz picks up the kills. Now a 2-on-3 quickly turned into a 2-on-2 as Pimp opens up on the A site. And now Bialy and Taz are forced to rotate as quick as they can to get back towards CT to stop this. Pimp already on 3. He will get the bomb down, and he will have Nico there to support.
They've still got flashes, still got mollies. Dignitas can do something in this round, but Bialy and Taz. One going back, one standard. Pimp finds one. That's Bialy down. It's all on Taz now. 1v2. I don't think he can do this. There's time to be bought. They've got Molly to put down, but he finds Pimp. Now 1v1. Taz up against Nico. He's got the Molly here, Taz. He can put it down to buy time, but the clock is ticking, and Nico denies it. Nicely done by Team Dignitas in the end, closing that round in. And that's what they needed here so badly.
A great catch, too, to catch him looking towards restrooms coming from long. Fantastic job by Nico to secure another round. And we could be seeing like a 9-6 scoreline at Dignitas.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah, it's not bad at all, especially when Dignitas have played this a total of 3 times in competitive play. It's definitely shown it's a map that they can, really play it. It's not what we were saying before, a free veto for other teams to leave it open, knowing that Dignitas are probably going to take it away.
Yeah, and it's something that we discussed actually, as you said earlier on, that if a team doesn't play a map much, if there's, if they haven't got a great result, it's almost a soft ban. You can leave it in there and assume they'll take it out, but this is quite dangerous. Now, Virtus.pro don't have much to work with, but they've got armor, and this is gonna be dangerous because they're all close to this site, and actually they're running right in towards Taz, and Taz finds MSL. We're gonna see them have to put this one together and be careful because there's so many players waiting on B.
Loving that how Dignitas has slowed things down after seeing how many people are over towards this B. Saipa Pimp able to get the kill on a Taz as Kaz takes down Kira, but now it's a 3-on-2. Bialy coming in from the backside with the Mag 7. Not able to get a kill just as he finally does get one on the Nico. Quickly gets turned on though, and Snacks gets pinned.
It's a 1v1.
It is. It's very well possible to pull this off with Snacks has armor. He has the 5-7, but he doesn't have the kill. And that will be 9-6 scoreline in favor of Virtus.pro.
Yeah, nice on the half work then coming in from Team Virtus.pro. It got a little bit dangerous. Team Dignitas started to work things out, and when I felt they slowed down a little, played a little bit more cautiously, I really liked what they did. I absolutely loved that. But still, it was just on the half. What really stood out to you in that first half?
Like you said, slowing down, and I think we saw it in the last round in particular. Just the fact that, we see Dignitas in the past when they notice, oh, they're saving, they're ecoing, they're on the site, let's just rush them down and kill them. Instead, they lost one person after trading 1 for 1. And they sat back, they waited, like, all right, well, let's just play the distance. Let's just play our guns to our advantage. And they just slowed down. They didn't get too aggressive. Yep. And from that, they secured a round that they should win, ideally. But let's see. Neo is also having a fantastic game. Or sorry, Bialy at 19-8. Taz at 16-10. On the other side, no one really standing out in particular. AZ's at 9-11, which is a little bit of a lower scoreline for him. But we're into the pistol round on the second half. And Virtus.pro, look how far back and passive they're playing.
Yeah, they want to find out what Digger up to, and I think that's smart play, especially on the first. We've got Bialy with the armor and Pash with the armor. The rest have utility, so clearly Virtus.pro have something in mind they want to do here, but they want to make sure they're not running into a stack or Dignitas doing something a little unorthodox, and that is going to hurt, though. Kiebi down to 10. And Neo down to 13. So both players taking a little bit of damage here, but Pimp is in a wonderful spot if they do start trying to push. MSL finds Neo, and now look at this. Pimp comes into the action, one of the best players on the pistols, and already he's showing us to why.
And he backs away too. He almost got caught looking the opposite direction, and able to pick up that kill and keep alive for this round. But it's a 4-on-3, sorry, 5-on-3. I can barely see Caribou with his 10 HP. And Pimp still sitting on the grenade with double flashes out of Nico. They have a kit to use on Nico as well. And Virtus.pro are back to playing something a little bit slow with, what, 2 flashes and a smoke to work with? I mean, 1 smoke really isn't enough to hit either site. But it looks like they do want to transition over towards A, where Pimp, Nico, and AZ are all waiting.
This could be dangerous. And Pimp again.
I don't
Look
think they're
at
going to spot
angle.
this. I don't think they're going to look.
I love this positioning. Pimp can allow Nico and AZ to get the information, and he can just do that. Oh. And again, Pimp coming up big, doing the double, doing the dirty work, picking up 3 kills in this round, and saying to the rest of the guys, well, there's 4 of you, there's 1 at Taz. You got this.
And MSL coming in from behind. This should be a kill. There we go. He cleans it up. And Dignitas securing the much-needed pistol round. That should even things out. Virtus.pro not getting the bomb plant. Ideally, if they don't get it in the second round, it should be seeing a 9-9 scoreline.
Yeah, and Dignitas going for the kind of, let's not say new meta, but the current meta of buys. The SMGs in here, P90 for MSL. Don't see P90s all that often, but they can do a lot of damage, and you can't really blame them for going for it. Nico going in for the scout, MP9 for AZ, and pretty much a normal M4 for Pimp. So,
well, Virtus.pro have armored up, though, and pistol.
Yeah, that could hurt a little bit, but still, those P90s do rip through it.
Well, it looks like they're going to send 3 through underground. And they're supposed to see leaving 2 outside of B. And it was really aggressive out of Pimp to actually push underground like that in the last round.
They could overwhelm MSL here. Kiebi's flashed, and they're going to push right in. This could be a real problem. Dignitas might be outgunned here.
Well, I'm not going to check, though, towards Long. He's going to secure a second kill. What? It will eventually fall, but he makes it hurt for the side of Virtus.pro. The bomb should get planted momentarily as Neo picks up and gets it back towards side. The nade's going to be raining in. AZ coming with the MP9, secures the kill to Pasha. Taz responding, though. And now it's quickly down to a 2-on-2. They're making this really expensive for Dignitas. And Taz, the last man alive, will get taken down by Pimp. Even Nico jumping through the window wasn't enough to take him down. But like you said, MSL was the only man on to B. Dignitas trying to read into how Virtus.pro were going to play that, and that could have gone completely different if they just looked towards Long. Yeah,
Kiebi was close by, but he got completely flashed out by the flashes that Virtus.pro invested into. And that was pretty damn dangerous.
Yeah.
Plant is coming in, Plant Diffuse is coming in. So that'll be pretty secured. And we're almost all even.
Other M4, aren't
they? Or just seeing what was still on the ground, I guess.
Okay.
But all in all, nicely done by Dignitas to save that in the end. But you saw the danger of what came in from Virtus.pro. And
Speaking of danger, look at this, forcing it up again.
Virtus Pro, they're not messing around here. Okay,
well,
so...
They killed, what, 3 people on the CT side, so they kind of assume they're going to be a little bit iffy on guns, but the P90 that we saw coming in, the MP9 as well, net them enough money to bring up 3 M4s.
Yeah, there's still Kiebi with maybe a less than ideal weapon and Nico on the scout, but they're going towards the right side. And actually, they've overwhelmed MSL. This is going to ring alarm bells. Kiebi doesn't have the best of guns to make this one really count. Those SMGs don't work so perfectly, but Snacks doesn't have armor. Neo's only got the scout, but the bomb is yet to go down. Kiebi and AZ now get themselves on the site, and AZ is the perfect angle to spot from. He picks up 2. Pasha and Neo go down, and Taz gets swept aside. Snacks just with that CZ is left as just absolute cannon fodder. Kiebi comes in, gets it with the SMG. That's some good bank in his pocket, and he should be able to get a proper gun as well. So Virtus Pro went for that risky investment, as you said, in this. They went towards the right site, but somehow AZ got there so quickly.
Well, I like the smoke that Virtus Pro put down in the back of site towards upper. It completely blocked off AZ's position to see over into site cleanly over towards the back of long 2. But he pushed up towards short and cut them off with that angle. It seemed like Virtus Pro was a little bit slow to push up short to catch him out, to stop that angle from being really effective, and that's how Dignitas were able to capitalize off of that push. And particularly AZ, again, the man who's always performed well on Dignitas, you know, whether he's with the TSM crew or now with the current Dignitas lineup, he's doing a fantastic job. And Virtus Pro are going to be back on the force up again.
So if Virtus Pro lose this, let's say, this could affect some of the standings. We'll come back to that in a moment. It should be a clean round, and it is. Pim's picking most of them out. Pasha and Neo are the last one standing. But let's look at the possibilities.
If Virtus Pro lose, they're guaranteed 4th place.
So that could be quite dangerous.
Yep, guaranteed 4th place.
Yeah, there's no other way of looking at it.
Even if Fnatic lose, Fnatic will still get 2nd.
Okay, well,
if I'm reading this correctly.
This is dangerous then. Not for Virtus Pro's overall standing, but to the fact that you want the best possible seeding coming into this, and getting it 4th is quite dangerous. However, let's turn our attention back to the game. We've got a full buy-up round. Jason, why don't you take this one away? Because this is the first time we can see Virtus Pro with everything they want. They've got head armor, they've got mollies, they've got guns. They can make this one count, hopefully.
They've not only got mollies, they've got 3 of them.
They're not messing around.
That is really scary. You know, we've seen Taz, the barbecue or the cook before. It could very well be seeing that happen again. But I'm curious where they can be placing them. And to me, that's A. That's like almost 100% A every time. You can molly off the back of truck, you can molly bank, even towards stairs. They have 3 people pushed up towards playground to go for this.
AZ's pushed forward. There's 3 players here. There's going to be a pop flash out of Virtus Pro, it looks like, though. And Nico's watching the back here. And here we go. Crossing out. There's Nico in the action. There's AZ. That is a beautiful setup coming through from Dig.
Well, we talked about Snacks and Taz, but AZ and Nico are able to do the same over towards long, not towards short this time. But Taz is actually pushing up towards restrooms, trying to catch Nico and AZ off the backside. Bialy coming in from behind, too. They're not going to escape this one. Nico is completely locked in. They're going to pick up this kill. But now it's going to be a 3-on-3, and this is bot time for Dignitas to rotate back towards this A site. Bialy going to be the man to push through, but there we go. Carry able to get the kill onto him. And with the smokes coming in, I would imagine the bomb might get planted. But Dignitas might not even allow that. They're trying to rush in and maybe stop them.
Yeah, as soon as Nico went down, though, Dignitas made a great rotate. They played perfectly to it, which allowed Kiebi and Pimp to get hit, but the bomb is down. And it's a 2v2. Taz very close to the site. Pimp going to be moving in. This is dangerous, and now it's a 1v2. Snacks has to hold this.
Oh, he's rotating towards restrooms, though. He's going to try to come as quick as he possibly can. I think he's going to
be doing it.
They're not even looking in the right direction.
Oh, he got the bomb defused.
Oh.
He defused the bomb. Snacks took too long. He was doing the walk around the world. He was taking his time. And that was a second away from being completed.
Uh-oh.
Jesus. That was unbelievable. Do you know what? I wish we had replays today, because those are the moments I want to see that clock at the very last second.
That's where we need to see the spec mode upgrade, where you can see like the timer above his head of how long he's left on the bomb.
Yeah,
so you can look at someone else. But you could see that Dignitas had no idea where the last man was, had no idea where Snacks was. He was trying to block off a little bit of body blocking towards long.
It was a great play, to be fair.
Yeah. If you ran
in theory,
what, half a second or even a millisecond quicker, he would have stopped that defuse. But it's got to hurt, realizing that if I ran a little bit faster, if he cut a corner a little bit differently, could have won the round.
And he tap shot both of them. He was, perfectly accurate. I don't think he could have done that in any better way. Maybe looking back at it, he may have missed a single bullet at some point, but,
Well, I don't think they expected Pimp to just run straight out of bank and pick up the first kill. I mean, that completely caught him off guard. I think I saw Snacks, contemplating, do I go wrap around towards restrooms, or do I stay here? And he went for the former of the two.
It seems like it was Virtus Pro's kind of, not necessarily strategy, but they had that in mind when they did get the bomb planted for restrooms as well. So that could have been a factor. But that was beautifully done. I absolutely love being able to see those kind of close situations. And even in, the 2v2s, the people like Snacks do have a bit of a plan here. We are just waiting on the 53 join us. Hopefully there's no many big issues coming for Dignitas. We saw last time they did have a couple of problems. However, this sort of scoreline, it would be such a shame.
Well, yeah, it definitely would. I mean, we saw, Virtus Pro play against Dignitas on Mirage just last week where we had some unfortunate problems.
Yep.
Pimp is back in, so it's actually, no, it's Rawls coming in. So they're replacing him. Or it's Pimp being smart, like he did previously, where he played as someone else's name.
We'll see.
I don't know.
We'll get
but
updates.
even if Snacks did stop that defuse, it's not like Dignitas would be hurting on money or anything. They're still sitting with, 5,000 minimum across the board. Even Virtus Pro have enough money to buy up. So it's not like that big of a loss. It's not like it could have put Dignitas on eco and given you like a 2-round swing, but it still hurts just to kind of realize we were a millisecond away from stopping that defuse from coming in and getting ourselves on the board finally on that T side.
But you've got to give credit where it's due here. I thought Dig were not down and out, but the start they had, it was almost 9 rounds or something, really, I think it was 5 clean rounds,
yeah.
right? Yeah, so 5 clean rounds to Virtus Pro, and then they picked up a couple here and there when they slowed down on their T side, this is, of course, guys. But then they've really come into their own on the CT side, and I'm very impressed with what they're doing. It's not necessarily, the most game-changing adaptation. They're not going super aggressive to Fountain. They're not doing anything crazy. But it's working out for them. And
we see the subtleties between the teams. Like you see Virtus Pro, they stack 2-3 people towards restrooms.
Yeah.
Dignitas, they stack 2-3 people towards long. They kind of these little adaptations, these little changes. Nico and AZ working really well together towards long to get the op shot. Then I don't even think the guy who jumped out saw AZ either. No. I don't think AZ shot, and then he just peeked around the corner, free kill for him. But they didn't have anyone watching towards short, towards bathrooms, and that's how they got flanked from behind by, I think it was Bialy.
But the thing is, even with that in mind, when they did get that flank on, because it's the logical thing to do, right? If you see someone pushed out that far, you want to get around behind them.
Yeah.
Now, by that point, you even had the players, the rest of the Dig players, like Kierby, I think it was.
They were still at B, if I'm mistaken.
No, they were already on A.
Oh, they were already rotating,
They were already expecting that, okay, well, Nico's kind of screwed here, let's be honest. He's surrounded
Maybe
by like
get
4
one more,
players.
but
Yeah,
he's dead.
At best, he'll probably get 1 more and then go down. But already by that point, you had Dignitas ready and set up, which was pretty darn impressive. So they saw the kind of almost, theoretically, they saw the weakness in what was happening and instantly already predicted the response coming out from Virtus Pro would be to overwhelm the AWP, try and get that away from him, try and overtake Nico, take control of long, and then work towards A. By that point, they already had 2 players pretty much there. I think ESL was waiting to see if they were actually going to commit to it.
Yeah.
But they were almost ready and waiting for what they brought out, and it was quite impressive to see. So clearly, Dig have been doing their homework, it seems. They've been working this out, considering they've only historically in 2015 played this map, 3 times, really? And one of them being a loss.
Well, I mean, we saw that pistol round alone, just the fact that Pimp was able to push underground so deep because they know Virtus Pro like to play it really passive in the pistols. So it's kind of like a great adaptation. And here we go. We're kicking off the game yet again.
Yeah, we are still 11-9. Dignitas taking the lead here, and Virtus Pro trailing by a touch. And that last round was extraordinarily close, but it did go Dig's way. And Jason, what are we seeing so far?
Oh, Virtus Pro back to playing this one passive like we saw Dignitas do.
That spot from AZ. A little jump up towards the ledge there. That's kind of cool.
So he's looking to catch. Actually, I don't think they're going to check this direction. Bialy and Taz are the 2 men pushing up through this one. You can see how cautious, how slow they're going for this one. And we'll have Neo open up on MSL, but AZ's the man to watch. Gets one. Look for the second. He gets it as well onto Taz.
Huge play.
They just completely shut down that whole avenue. Neo's going to get the kill onto Caribou, so that will allow the B side to be opened up. The bomb is nowhere near this. Yeah,
and Digger can start asking the question here, where is that bomb? If they're not planting now, where the hell is it? But great play from Neo again. That's 3 already. But I don't see the bomb going there. Snacks has it in hand, and Neo's still hunting. He's looking for these players, trying to pour towards B. But AZ and Rawls are like, well, we're going to wait this out. Why is that bomb not down? You start asking questions at this point.
And they have so much time to work with. There's no rush.
All right, so it looks like a 1-1 split. So they're going to put AZ towards B or a little closer, and they put Rawls towards A. The bomb is now heading towards B, or at least a little bit faster, but Neo's not done yet. He's got 4, and systematically just undoing Team Dignitas. Rawls now 1v3. They just got outplayed.
They did. I mean, it was Neo picking up 4 kills. He opened up completely on the B site, was able to hold on to it while the rest of his team was able to rotate the bomb back. And Raul is the last man alive in a 1-on-3. Probably just going to be saving his gun this time. And, again, I kind of love that slow play, realizing that they have the B site. They're not in a hurry to pick anything up. But I don't know if I agree with the way Dignitas held that, going for a 1-1 split, 1 towards A, 1 towards B. It's generally easier, at least in my head, to put 2 men towards one site and then go for the retake. They could have some utility left, but they can hit from different angles at the same time to try to close it out. But once you lose that 1 man, once AZ went down, it's kind of like, all right, well, there's nothing I can do. There's no way I can retake this 1v3, especially if AZ can't pick up 1 kill at that time. And he's going to have to back away, and it looks like he will save the gun.
Yeah, and looking at Neo's kind of stats recently, he's kind of averaging out at a slightly better performance. He used to have, outstanding, let's say, games or outstanding maps, but then it'd be kind of extremes. Recently, he's kind of starting to condense the performance into something a little bit greater, which is always good to see. And I love the way he's actually picking up the AWP as well occasionally. All right, just gonna the little love tap to get him started. But still, CT side don't have a great deal to work with here.
No, they don't. They have a couple of guns. They at least Rawls able to save the M4 from last round. MP9 out of MSL and Nico just with the 5-7. But they went for the full commit on this. And speaking of Taz, we have Virtus Pro playing this one slow. Or not Taz, sorry, Neo. I remember in Katowice in 15, and everyone was wondering, is this finally the year of Neo? Has he finally come back? And he played outstanding. We haven't seen him hit that stride just yet, but maybe with the upcoming major, maybe with the Pro League in the early bits of July, might see him come back yet again. But looks like the push might come in towards B. Virtus Pro do have 4 men in this area, and Taz just watching the push from underground. And MSL and Caribou, the only men here to defend. Caribou picks the first on a Pasha, though. He's going to rotate around Pillar, try to get a better angle towards short.
Yeah, and MSL's still in that smoke pretty well. Kievi's going to watch the push towards site from short. He does get one in the tag to follow, but when Neo and Bialy are still standing, that's an extraordinarily powerful combo. Nico can come around the back. He only has the 5-7.
Well, they expect this,
has
though.
The AWP. Yeah, they're already kind of predicting it.
Watching door already. And most people rotate from behind, come from
but
door.
But Taz could get this timing wrong. It could just be sheer bad luck, but oh my word, Nico steps behind Taz. I don't think he saw him, but here we go. Nico comes in, and Nico will close out with Rals. And I can't believe that actually worked out for them. Timing just seemed to be on Dignitas' side then.
And again, the shoddy buy. We look back at Virtus Pro, I think it was in round 3 where they bought up anything they possibly could. A couple of grills and AKs up against like the MP9 and like a shotgun, like an M4 and a scout. And Dignitas were still able to pull it out 12-10. With the way this game started off with a 5-0 lead for Virtus Pro, I did not expect Dignitas to come back like this, but they're very well doing it. They do have a Famus on Caribou. That's, a little bit of a not a great buy for him, but he went for utility, more importantly, which is always going to be impactful. You can put those down right.
Yeah, and it is actually a standing. It is actually Rals now playing with Team Dignitas. It's not just Pimp on a different account. It is actually Rals stepping into this one. And once again, we're seeing Virtus Pro play this slightly slower style. And it works. It's been working out for them quite well to this point. They've been starting to build up at least closer rounds. I think we can almost negate what Neo did. You can't always depend on someone doing a 1v5 almost. But when Neo finds form, he finds form. And the T side here, a little bit shoddy. We have the Tech9 and CZ. Taz and Snack splitting those two up. And Dignitas just taking their time as well. This is a much more cautious round from both teams.
Look how careful and how cautious Dignitas are playing towards B. MSL and Caribou sitting way back of sight. I think they might even boost up to C around the corner to spot Virtus Pro coming in, but the flashes, smokes all raining in. They're going to charge straight for the site, and I don't know how well Dignitas can hold on to this one. They're almost going to be smoked out. Yeah,
they might need to play for retake at this point if they can't get any opening shots, and Neo already finding AZ is not going to help matters here. Kievi takes down Bialy at least, but there's still 4 players very close to this site, and they're going to have to push in. MSL is now, look at this play. 2 players sat there. MSL spraying and just missing by a whisker, but adjusts perfectly towards Pasha.
They're not going to expect a second.
No, where's Snacks is just needing to wait this out. He finally does pounce. It was Snacks out of the smoke. 2 players then. Unbelievable. They kind of double bluffed them with that.
You could see, he's like, wait, there's probably going to be one in the smoke. Gets the kill when he gets pushed and then goes right around him, not expecting a second. There's no way you will expect a second man there in the smoke, and Snacks picks up the 2 kills with the CZ. Play that one to perfection, especially with the gun he had. Gets in the round. Wow, well done by Snacks.
I can't believe that. It is. It's literally like baiting out. Like, there's no way they would do this. But then again, Dig now are just going aggressive again with the pistols. Going to try and just kind of stack it out towards A.
And the rough thing was, Virtus Pro, they had Taz watching short. I think it was Bialy watching towards Monster. So they only had 2 men on site.
Yeah.
And they could easily be overrun. But, oh no, Virtus Pro pushing straight into Dignitas with this 5-man stack with the 5-7s and P250. Let's see who's going to come out better at this. And it's a 2-for-2 trade so far. But now it's only the man alive, AZ. And Virtus Pro will luckily close on out one very, very quickly. 12-12, all tied up. And Virtus Pro, I think they're on a little bit of a roll. 3 rounds out of the last 4.
Yeah, I think just Virtus Pro found their pacing. They found the right sort of tone to the game they want to play, and it's been working out. And the money for Dignitas here on the CT side is pretty poor. Just a couple of 5-7s, not a great deal to work with. And they're kind of doing something similar. Just
they're doing it again.
Yeah, why not, I guess. If you got pretty close last time, if you're getting a couple of guns away, cool. If you got more, perfect. But Virtus Pro, having none of it.
Yeah, they're definitely one to go towards B this round. And Posh will be the man lurking over towards long where Nico will be, but Dignitas not going to have the opportunity to pick up anyone just yet, though. If they come barreling out that door at the right time, they could catch them out, but unfortunately, Bialy waiting towards short tunnels, able to spot him out. Virtus Pro now have full control of this B site, with Pasha still lurking towards long, and there's going to be 2 men right in his crosshairs in just a few seconds.
You should be able to pick him up, but it is Rawls and Nico. And there you go. Nicely done. Keeps them in line, let's say. And this time it looks like a very clean round for Virtus Pro. Very little chance of losing out on these weapons. ESEA and Kiebi not really fancying their chances either.
You know what's really rough for Dignitas is that they've had, well, out of the last 5 games in the Pro League, they've lost 4 of them.
Yeah.
They've been really unable to get like a nice couple of wins to really get some momentum built up for their team. And they've always been known as like the #2 Danish team behind TSM. And obviously that's not something they want to have. That's not what they want to be known for. They want to be able to beat them. And in the past they have been able to, but in like a big offline environment, they have yet still to be able to kind of unlock that potential that's inside of them. We know they all have great players on the team. Anyone can perform really well on any given day. But to kind of make everyone meld together really well, which we've seen Nico and AZ do towards long before, isn't something that's been kind of stumping them.
All right, now this is a huge round coming in. If Virtus Pro get this, I think Virtus Pro will just close. I just feel that Virtus Pro, once they get going, it's so hard to stop them as just a team, the way they play as individuals. But let's see what Dignitas have in store. They're able to fully buy up here. Now, every single time we've seen really Virtus Pro doing well, they've been going towards B, they've been overwhelming them, they're getting the early picks. This time, though, it looks like they're taking their time, maybe looking towards A. We have Snacks, and I think Bialy actually going for a little bit of a boost, but it's Rawls to meet them on long. Rawls actually gets outdone by Pasha, coming with an AK, straight up challenging. He's not giving a single carry. Probably should have, though, as Nico does find him, but it's an exchange. And now A's pretty open, and really, Dignitas have most of the numbers on B. This is a problem. AZ needs to hold on here.
Well, he's been able to do it before. Can he do it yet again? Sprays down 1, gets the second on the Snacks, and he shuts down that push. The bomb is now down, and Caribou and MSL are rotating behind them. Taz and Neo, will they look in that direction? Neo going to go for the plant momentarily, but there we go. MSL able to get the kill. AZ, just a 1-man wrecking squad, completely holds Virtus Pro off of this A site, and Taz, the last man alive to keep the hopes of Virtus Pro in his favor, as he does get 1 on a Caribou, but now in a 1-on-2, he's got a lot of time to work with. He's in no rush. Downside is he has no utility, and MSL has Incendiary Grenade to hold him off of the potential plant, and AZ is off towards Bank.
Well, he's been able to cross through, take down MSL. That's perfect, but it's AZ up against Taz here. Taz fakes out the bomb, goes for the peek. AZ knows it. No! AZ comes up with a good 3 kills for him, 2 for Taz, and that third one secures the round. But once again, AZ being that stopping point here. He's always the the man it ends with. If AZ can perform, stop 2 of them playing towards the site, take on Taz in a 1v1, he's keeping these guys in this game to absolutely no end. He's on 20-18, leading the scoreboard, at least for Dignitas. And it's just great to see this individual player stepping up so many times.
I'm 90% sure AZ is leading the entire league in 3Ks. I think he's at like
surprised.
32 or 33 so far. He's beating Olaf Meister, even though his team's record isn't the greatest. That is a fantastic job by him. Again, a very solid player, and love to see more of him in the rest of 2015. But Virtus Pro on the buy yet again, full buy for the team. Neo picking up the AWP. Maybe looking to challenge towards someone, maybe towards Nico if he's in the right spot. But again, Virtus Pro back to playing it slow, not in a hurry at all. And Dignitas changed things up. They're not playing anyone towards long. They're putting them both towards restrooms, towards short, to potentially catch them off guard. I love to see these little adaptations between teams. Don't play very static, play very fluid, and kind of catch up Virtus Pro.
Yeah, and Pasha's still hunting for that player on long as well. And actually, Rawls and Nico are in a good spot just to wait it out. But MSL and Kiebi are back on towards B. Last time when they played for the retake, it didn't work out so well.
What's your thoughts on this, on MSL and Caribou playing so close together towards B? Because I feel like that's really risky. You get closed in from 2 angles, and you're dead, and that takes away all the pressure you had on the B site.
Yeah, but it's all about those avenging kills, isn't it? You want to get the exchanges, and if they can slow it down enough, if they can get just even an even trade, they can hopefully depend on the other players, the other 3 players to be able to rotate. But this is a bit of an A play. Rawls, Nico, and AZ are the ones who are going to have to hold on, but Snack's already taken down MSL. Might make them think twice, but look at this play coming in. Taz got the important kill, but there's AZ. And now Nico going down. AZ needs to come up big again. He's not going to have a chance this time. Snacks outdoes him. And Virtus Pro with that slow, overwhelming play towards A just outdid him.
The money.
Screwed.
There's nothing. Are they going to go for the win? Or sorry, for the potential win? Looks like they're going to be buying up fully here. So trying to keep Virtus Pro away from match point. And they've, like you said, they've done wonders with these 5-7s before when they all pushed up towards Fountain. They almost actually able to pick up that round earlier on when they're going for the save, but this is going to be rough.
the thing was, Virtus Pro, one round played into it, and the other completely outdid them. So this is, you know, kind of, what do they do here? AZ, do you go to that same spot on those little ledges? Yeah, he's going to do it. This time he's going to have Rals here. Rals, get it right. But it does Virtus Pro play into that. They're making a risky bet almost. They're having to put all their eggs in one basket and hope that it pays off. Virtus Pro playing slowly. But once Virtus Pro get an idea, once they get an inkling of anything, they'll play away from it.
Thing is, with the position Nico's in, he's actually not watching the back for AZ and Rawls. So AZ's being forced to look in two directions, which is really rough. You can see Nico there on your screen, looking towards long, maybe expecting Pasha to come around the corner yet again.
Oh, Taz. And he's been checking these corners now. As soon as he got caught out once by AZ, he was checking every single corner. But Virtus Pro playing into at least
dead.
three
He's
of them.
dead. No one's watching his back, and he gets completely taken down. The flash comes in, able to trade 1-for-1 there. As Rawls does kill Nico, coming up 2. And that's a couple of guns in their hands. Bialy and Snack trying to push straight in towards the A site. As the dudes slowly make their way through. Nico going to be towards long. He's going to be challenged out by Bialy in a second, but the smoke come in to block him off. And now it's a 3-on-2.
They've only been able to recover 1 AK as well. Rals was the only one to get that into hand. Snack's already going for the early challenge. He's going to win out on MSL, get some control of Bank, and he wants to make these challenges, and he's now holding the push. He's holding back Kiebi and Rals. Bialy holding his push from Bank. The crossfire comes into play. Snacks takes down one. One man stands. It was Kiebi, but Bialy finds him, and Virtus Pro get themselves onto match point here.
And Bialy, another triple. Snacks picking up 2 that round. A great job of them. Dignitas, well, not a lot of money to spend, so think about everything they possibly can, and Virtus Pro will secure themselves, with this round, a minimum of 2nd place in the entire league. So seeding going to play a big part in how we decide who's playing against who coming up just a few weeks' time, actually. I think less than 2 weeks. We'll be having the finals here live in Cologne, where you can still buy tickets. And Virtus Pro, with this potential final round, going to push straight towards B. MSL and Caribou, I'm not sure if they're going to be able to hold on to this.
No, I'm kind of with you in that boat. With weapons, they struggled. Now with just pistols, it's going to be a big, tall ask. And Kiebi does at least find a good shot towards Neo. But with that many players pushing in, this should be a very clean final round. But Nico, AZ, and Rals are going to try and do something. And, well, let's see what they can scrape together here.
Look how aggressive Virtus Pro is pushing up, too. Just getting right in their faces when they come rotating around from CT spawn. Ral's going to be the man flanking from short. But Taz going to re-smoke that off, trying to prevent them from pushing through the smoke. Going to go straight into him. He gets the kill, though. AZ secure the kill with Taz, but he quickly gets returned down by Snacks. And now it's a 2-on-3 with Bialy securing Rals. Last one alive is going to be Nico. For the hopes that Dignitas in this round. He might even get knifed. Oh, if Snacks only knew! If he just left-clicked, he would have had it, but that's going to end the game. That is Virtus Pro picking up the win and securing themselves a minimum of 2nd place now in the entire league.
And that was fairly close. You know, Virtus Pro in the end did start to build up late into their T side, and they showed us really what they can bring to the plate.
Yeah.
Sadly for Dig, they just seemed to, once Pimp dropped out, you know, once they lost out on, you know, a couple of the players.
Yeah.
It was a shame because they were leading at that point. I wonder what they could have achieved further down the line. But still, I think we got to see really the Virtus Pro just have that higher skill ceiling that they can go to for now. Whereas Dignitas seem to be able to excel to a degree, but sometimes AZ can't clutch every single round.
You can't depend on that, yeah. But again, it's not like there was a lot of pressure on Dignitas' shoulders. It's not like that game meant a big load to them. It was kind of a little bit of time to feel out how they're going to play Overpass, how they're going to do it in the future, and kind of get a feel of how, you know, one of the top teams in the world play this map. And I think they did fairly well, considering they played a total of 3 times in competitive play.
Yeah, they've certainly shown that they can play this map. I'd love to see more from them as, you know, a collective 5. And
I like the mind behind the team. Again, just the pistol round. Like it's the subtle things you look at with Pimp pushing underground so far to catch him off, knowing Virtus Pro plays really passive was something that you really like to see in a team. That's a team that's done their homework.
And even the individual synergy between players, you know, when they pushed up on long, you had Nico covering off, you know, the players who'd pushed up a little. It was beautiful, but I wish I could have seen more of it. But if you wanted to see more of Dignitas, we've actually got more of them coming up. So hopefully they can do a little better. So Virtus Pro have kind of passed their test almost, I guess. They've, you know, got the little check next to their name.
Yep.
Now it's Fnatic's turn. What can they do next? They are the next game coming up this evening, and it's going to be on Mirage, if I'm not mistaken. So this is going to be quite an interesting one. Fnatic, pretty phenomenal on this map, and I can't wait to see this go down. What are your thoughts on the upcoming game?
I would love to see, for some reason, Dignitas pull a key against them.
Just go crazy
and completely destroy their kaboom. So no, back then on
guess,
Mirage.
yeah.
It's definitely one of my favorite maps. I love to see AZ in this map in particular. I love to see Olaf Meister as well, having like the highest KD across the entire league at 1.5. I want to see what he can pull out. But also Nico versus JW.
It's going to be great.
The op battles are always amazing to see between these two.
Well, let's put it this way. In 2015, right, Dignitas have a 21-8 record, and Fnatic have a 24-11. but then again, you know, Dignitas' record still includes some of the very old games under a different lineup, so that doesn't really count. But recently, you know, Dig have actually pulled up some decent results.
Well, they were undefeated against Virtus Pro and Mirage until last week when they had Pimp before Chef connection issues. So
they're
it's a
not
strong
a bad
map for
team on it. It's a good map for them, so that's something to look out for. Guys, we're going to go to a very short break, but when we're back, we're going to be jumping into another brilliant game here at the ESL ESEA Pro League.